back to Matt's channel. So, am I on right now? Alright, I am. Alright, hi everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Epicdudeguy. I'm gonna be showing off Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, Zipless in Italian. So, if you're ready on time, then we will be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So, why I have the game in Italian, it doesn't really have a particular reason. Just thought it was funny. So this is Sands of Time, the first Prince of Persia of the Sands trilogy. And I'll be doing the zipless version of this run, which means that I can't use a glitch called zipping. Because that glitch is really OP. And what it does, it lets you travel like huge distances and you go through walls and shit. So you basically skip everything. But in this category, you actually get to do a lot of other glitches to skip stuff and not just that one glitch. It's really cool.
Molti uomini cercarono onore e gloria sul campo di battaglia per sentirsi dire dal proprio re ciò che Cosro disse a Rastan. Tu sei il più nobile dei miei guerrieri. La mia spada assaggiò il sangue.
Start of this game, you start off in the middle of a war, kind of.
Ma trovando per primo le stanze del tesoro del Maharaja.
And you're gonna steal from the Maharaja. Because we're thieves like that. Oh, I actually jumped to the pole. There at the start, there's not really much glitches going on, it's just some movement tech. Right here, there's a really small thing you can do. If you squeeze yourself in that corner, the prince gets pushed a bit further. Save like half a second. But the goal here is to get the Dagger of Time. And then we get the ability to rewind.
Vuoi che riprenda da qui con la mia storia?
We can do some cool glitches with that.
Era lì, ma era troppo lontano. Il pugnale del tempo. C'era un intero tesoro di cui vantarmi. Il trofeo della nostra vittoria. Se solo avessi potuto raggiungerlo.
Okay, first trick coming up here. It's called Dagger Early or something like that. And what you can do is here, we're supposed to come out of after grabbing the dagger, but we can use the environment there to climb up here and backtrack through this area. And when we go here, we hit the trigger for the next area. So now we can go back. And when we actually get to the next area, the game will automatically give us the dagger, because how could you go here without picking it up? You basically grab the dagger from the wrong side, essentially. Skips a lot of stuff. I'm actually having my splits open. It's pretty good dagger time. Now for the combat, these enemies are really simple. The fastest way to kill them is to just jump over them, then do a sword attack, and then do a dagger attack, so you grab their sand and kill them that way. Because that's the only way to get rid of enemies, basically. They are corrupted by the sand, and you need to take their sand with the dagger of time to kill them. So that's what I'm doing right now. And throughout the game there's a bunch of different enemy types that have their own strat of killing them quickly, basically. But yeah, the first fight's very simple. Now we get to meet Farah, who is a very nice lady. Don't let speedrunners tell you otherwise.
Fatto. La prossima volta riprenderò da qui.
La prossima volta? Something something. Spaghetti.
Mi credi pazzo?
Alright.
Lo capisco dal tuo sguardo. Tu pensi che mi sia inventato tutto. Forse sono davvero impazzito. Chi non lo sarebbe, dopo gli orrori che ho vissuto io. Ma te l'assicuro, è tutto vero.
There's a skip for this room as well. I'm gonna try to climb on this fence by doing a combat jump. And then I need to turn around instantly. I'm gonna do the first person glitch for that. I'll be explaining that later. Well, actually, I'll explain it right now. So the first person glitch is a very useful glitch in this game. And it has many uses. But the main premise is that it turns the prince around instantly in whatever direction you're holding. And how it works is you go into first person mode and then you very gently pull the control stick into the direction you want to turn the prince in. And because of the glitch, the prince will turn instantly. But if you combine, like right there, I just used it to turn around. But if you combine it with something else, you can actually do a lot of other glitches as well, which we will get to later. Yeah, the first person glitch is only possible with a controller, because you can't do like a slight forwards momentum, for example. With a key press, it's either pressed or not pressed. Or half a press, Kappa.
Quel traditore del visir ha detto la stessa cosa. D'ora in poi mi fiderò solo di me stesso. Scappa!
Yeah, keyboard mouse controller is the perfect setup. Actually, kind of need that for any percent. Oh my god. But nobody runs that category. Whoops. I mean, nobody runs this either. Okay, here I'm gonna do a skip. So that skips a lot of stuff in this room. How it works is when you do that attack, which is called a torpedo attack, you can actually survive bigger drops than just dropping down. Why did I go here? And by landing on that door frame, you can perfectly survive that drop. However, then afterwards, you miss a loading trigger, so that's why I died after grabbing the pole. Let's perfectly load everything again. Okay, so now back to the first person glitch. If we combine it with grabbing a box, it actually teleports at us a set distance depending on wherever you are, which is really useful because you can actually clip with it. Oh my god. So right there I put the box on the button and then teleported out of the button trigger, so the game never was able to register that there was nothing on the button anymore. So that's why the door stayed open. They stayed open. Rather. Wait, was the box with me? Or does it just look like that sometimes? And I wasn't looking. Okay, so you still have to watch that cutscene, but now we can actually skip this entire puzzle. So we just go up, back to where the box was. Is it still floating up there? And then we can just clip straight through the door. So that's the box version of the first person glitch. Next will be the ledge version. If we improperly place the prince on a ledge like this, now he's only halfway up there. If we then turn it around 90 degrees, we will have an invisible ledge. And invisible ledges in this game are OP because you can walk through collision. So I used that to get on top of the door. And going from on top of the door, I was able to get up here in courtyard early. Saves quite a bit of time. So yeah, with an invisible ledge like that, you can basically airwalk without collision. It's pretty good. Yeah, basically Uncharted. Okay, so there I actually did the first person glitch to instantly use the lever. Normally you're excuse me. Normally you're supposed to pull it back all the way. But by doing the first person glitch, you can just instantly open the door with it. Just activates immediately. Because there's Farah again. And now you will get to see why runners hate her. Actually, here it's not that bad. But she has her own HP bar, and when she dies, you game over. And that gets really annoying sometimes. But you can knock down enemies, which is nice. Should probably go help her out. So here we also get introduced to these blue enemies, which I cannot jump over because they have a different weapon. So instead I can do a power attack, which is after a normal attack. You do like 2 short steps and then an attack, and that gets you a power attack which knocks down the enemy. Right there you actually saw me jump over the blue enemy, which is only possible if you use slow-mo, because then he doesn't block you. And the other big guy right there is actually our father. And you have to kill him last, because he blocks every other attack if you don't. Or he blocks every attack. But yeah, that was the dad fight. That was pretty good, I would say. Also, at the end of the dad fight there, normally you would do like 10 hits. So you jump over him, hit him, and you repeat that 10 times. But if you use the slow-mo ability, you can just kill him right away, which is really nice. And right now, I'm gonna quit the game, because I'm done. Hello? Can the game open again? Wow, that took forever. So you take the save there, and then you can just restart the game. And then load. And what? Wait, oh, I was on the wrong profile. Damn it. There we go. So you just save and then quit out and then load again to skip a minute-long cutscene. Alright, let's do Fahrenheit strikes.
No, grazie. Il tuo forte è colpirmi. Ora cerco un'altra entrata.
Yeah. So Farah dies, but we open the door. And that gives us a checkpoint. So we can skip the fight that way. Farah's death there is actually like entirely scripted. It always takes the same amount of time. So that's why I hit her beforehand. So she dies faster, and that saves time that way.
Sono qua giù! Eccoti! Questa volta cerchiamo di rimanere uniti, ok? È tutto così calmo là fuori.
Frames saved.
Bellissimo.
if you press landscape view, or like, this is like an alternate camera view, if you press that at the right moment, you can cancel
Che posto è?
a certain cutscene
Un
that
modo per scendere giù.
locks the prince in place. So then you can move a bit closer to the gate there. It's very minor, but it's really fun to do. So nice rolling
Non ci
down
riesco.
stairs.
Rimani lì.
You can use that in a couple places to
A
save
questa ci arrivo.
like a couple frames. Because for most cutscenes, there's like 2 parts of it, and then you can cancel the first part
Allora ti aspetto
that locks
qui.
the prince in place,
Intesi?
but then there's always the second part, so you get locked in place eventually anyway. So now for the warehouse, it's kind of straightforward.
Tutto bene?
It's
Ho
just
sentito degli strani
casual,
rumori.
but
Niente danni permanenti, grazie.
there'll be some skips very soon.
C'è un'altra leva lì.
Yeah, it's all about the style points in this game.
Ce l'ho fatta. Ora tocca a te.
So right here, there's actually a trigger to start a fight downstairs, but you can jump around it.
Attento.
And then I'm going to jump on this fence here to sequence break it. And then Farah dies because her path leads to death, but it's okay because we got a checkpoint. So that skips the last part of it. Right now I'm gonna try to reach this button using a rewind trick. So if I rewind twice to the same point, weird stuff happens. So there you go. Basically every action has its own rewind trick, and a horizontal wall run like that gives me a longer wall run and also a higher wall run. And I can use that to reach the button unintentionally. Thanks, Howard. Should I skip this fight? I should probably try, right? That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna attempt to skip the fight with his enemies, but they can either kill Farah or teleport to me and annoy me. So we'll see how it goes. So here we're gonna do first person glitch again to get fucked. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it was put me in a weird spot. You can skip this cutscene, but the glitch put me in the wrong spot. Like I was supposed to be a bit more to the left. It's okay though. However, I have no rewinds left, so that might be scary.
Aiutami.
Oh yeah, this is not good. Because now I have to pull a lever 360 degrees, and if those guys are on me, then that's impossible. Okay, so... And I hope Farah doesn't die, because that would be horrible. I'll just do... okay. I was just gonna let him play there, but... Don't think I was gonna be able to pull the lever. Don't die, Farah. Useless. Bitch. Okay, well that didn't really save much time, but... Fine. Yeah, just go for the risky strats. 'Cause it's fun. I guess I should do Scarab fight skip as well. Then. Let's see. Get over here. I can't move. What? Hello? I've never seen that before. Why can't I move? Alright. So I didn't really explain that, but if you rewind... like, if you hold the box, then let go, and then rewind. After the first person glitch, the prince will still be holding the box, and with that you can create distance between the prince and the box. And if you do the first person glitch again after that, you can make the box go through collision. So that's what I did there, to get it in a good spot so I can use it to clip the door.
Ce l'hai fatta!
And that skipped, I skipped Farah. Like normally you have Farah with you and you have to wait for her. And I skipped the Scarab fight as well. So that's really cool.
Aspetterò qui.
But it didn't go that quickly, so... Okay, I'll just wait for this bird because I don't want to get sand.
Occhio agli scarabei!
So here we are at the baths, almost. And this is kind of a Farah heavy section, meaning that you rely on her not fucking up, essentially. She has to follow you, but she can get stuck in a lot of places, and then you have to go get her, which is really slow. So we want to skip all this fighting, of course. But Farah doesn't want to do that sometimes. I'm gonna go here and then wait for her. And then this guy will be annoying. Then I reveal the crack for her, and then I go here, which is out of combat. And that should put Farah out of combat as well. And she should come here shortly. think she's stuck. Where is she? Down here? Yeah. Please. Okay, now she got up the waterfall. And there she is. Okay. So we have to let Farah in the crack, otherwise the game crashes like 99% of the time. Because we're doing a skip using a rewind trick. So there I used a vertical wall run rewind trick. And that gives us a higher wall run, which is the perfect height to reach that balcony up there, and that skips a huge puzzle section in the baths. Like, and quite an insane skip. Of course there's a way to skip stuff here without using glitches, but still a big skip.
Ma quello non è quell'uccidio di cui parlavi?
Stai attento.
Okay, I'll just get this sand. I actually don't have my second sand tank yet. But I'll get it.
Subito dopo quelle tre porte c'è una specie di leva.
So the skip is kind of second sword early, which is this sword. And this sword lets you break walls.
Aiuto!
Not just like any wall though, but like special walls. So I still cannot fucking... where am I? Can't reset camera, it's really annoying. So here, if I go into this very corner, enemies won't aggro, and I can destroy the wall without being interrupted. This game has auto-targeting, and if there's enemy close by, I cannot aim at the wall. But by going to that corner, you can just destroy the wall every time. Don't do it, Farah. Okay. Farah tends to walk off the ledge there. Okay, here's another version of the first person glitch. I'm going to angle the prince while hanging on the ledge, and then I jump off in a different direction, essentially. Normally you can only jump straight backwards, but by changing your angle you can choose the angle you jump in. Just skips a small platforming bit.
Attento!
Attento. So here I have to kill all the scarabs, otherwise Farah doesn't get in the crack.
Guarda, un passaggio!
Or in the passaggio. And this is where the first person glitch got found, because there's this thing and we have to wait. So there's this one runner
Eccomi!
called Hanajo who was just messing around there, and he did the first person glitch by accident, and we didn't know for the longest time how to do it. But eventually I figured out how it was done, but then it was still really inconsistent and it didn't really have a use. But then we just started doing it for fun there, because you have to wait anyway and you have nothing to do. And eventually another runner, Tokoloni1, he clipped with it. Oh, fuck. He clipped with it by accident, and then then it all happened. Then we figured out we could clip with it, and we figured out how to do it consistently. And then the run changed a lot.
Porta è aperta. Ora entro.
No!
It's really, really cool glitch.
Una mensa per i soldati. La cucina emanava ancora l'odore di cibo. Solo poche ore prima, questi tavoli erano affollati di uomini che scherzavano allegri durante la cena. Proprio come gli uomini di mio padre a Siraf, poiché si sentono a casa, al sicuro tra le mura del castello, senza nemici contro cui combattere. Come potevano immaginare che il nemico fosse
Here we
già
want to
là?
also skip these enemies. They can still kill Farah. But a thing in this game, if you don't have Farah on screen, she will be less likely to be attacked. But as soon as you get her on screen, she will start to get attacked. So that's a strat you can do in some places. You can change the camera angles to have her not on screen, so she doesn't die. Menu glitch? I was actually messing around with menu glitch earlier. Okay, here's a drawbridge skip. There's this drawbridge that is up right now, but the collision is still there. However, it is still blocked off at the end here, so I cannot just walk there. I have to jump. And I'm going to do a rewind trick to extend my jump so I can actually reach it. That's how you skip that. And now I'll be doing some other skips, but I need to die here so the next area actually loads, because I'm not gonna hit the proper loading trigger. So there we do the ledge first person glitch again, and here you can properly see, like the last one was pretty short, but this is a pretty long airwalk through the wall. And it's really funny because there's a huge death barrier right above us, but we're just below it, so it works out perfectly that way. But now we have to go back and bounce again. And there's just enough collision to do that. And there we go, back and bounce. Skips a lot of stuff. Basically, if you remember what we did in Warehouse with Farah, like you pull a lever and then she pulls a lever and together you climb down. That's kind of what happens there as well, but you go up and it's really slow, and we just skipped all of that. So now we go into the save point and die again because of the lack of loading triggers that are hit right now. Wow, I failed it.
L'interruttore è rotto.
Molto divertente. Dai, solleva la grata.
No, dicevo sul serio. È rotto da
Small skip right here.
Va bene, andrai avanti tu. Troverò
Called the Rubber List. Quite important to point that out.
Sono qua su.
Yeah, feeling the drawbridge skip loses like 2
Dai, ora
minutes.
te lo mostro.
La fai facile tu.
Eccomi.
Stai lì. Vengo giù io.
Legend. Here there's a cutscene trigger. However, in this game, cutscene triggers only go like up to the prince's knees. They're really that low, so you can just jump over them sometimes. So there, I jumped into the loading trigger. Then we go back here, because I can just jump
Ma certo,
there
raggiungere
by
i
changing
bagni
my
da qui
angle
sarà facilissimo.
Bene, ci vediamo là.
quite fast. Normally you would lower a ladder here, however, using a torpedo I can survive the drop.
Indica la strada per i bagni per cortesia, grazie di cuore. Ma le pare, da vivo ero inserviente ai bagni.
And style points are gained that way as
Ci
well.
vediamo ai bagni. Mi dà gli ordini come se fossi il suo servo. Ed è colpa mia. A una donna devi far capire subito chi è che porta i pantaloni, o si prenderà troppe libertà. Sono stato troppo indulgente. Forse perché mi faceva pena. Ma adesso basta. D'ora in poi dovrà mettersi in riga.
Here we can just jump around a cutscene trigger.
Oh, mi aspetti da tanto? Non avevo capito che intendevi questi bagni. Pensavo fossero gli altri, dall'altra parte della città. Ho fatto un bel bagno e un massaggio con oli profumati. Peccato non ci fossi anche tu. Smettila di parlare da solo.
Quite a few shortcuts there. It's really cool to do this movement. Is it RIP? Should I wait? Okay. I just did another first-person glitch with a ledge to be airwalking. Oh. I guess I'll wait for a bit. RIP world record. RIP. Keep going? Okay. So I just did another first person glitch to get airwalking. Right now I'm gonna walk into a trigger that's kinda out of bounds. Or it extends there. As you saw how it loaded everything. Well, not anymore. I waited like 2 minutes. It's fine though. It was never Reki pace. Well, maybe a dagger split. Kappa. So there's actually a video that explains how to get the Vizier fight early, right here, but nobody has figured out yet how it's done. Because that would save a lot of time.
Fatto. La prossima volta
I'm just gonna
riprenderò
make a
da
safety save here. Because the next section can soft lock. So another first person glitch there, so we can skip this entire room essentially. Just go straight to the last rope. And here I'm gonna do a glitch called Zombie Prince. That's 5. That is 6. So right there, I jump into the trigger for the cutscene, which is also a teleport. And right after, or right before the teleport actually goes through, I die, but I still get teleported, which results into me being dead and alive at the same time. And that is useful because enemies think I'm dead too. So they won't bother me when I'm trying to do skips. And also these spike traps on the floor don't activate, which is very minor.
Sei lì?
Sei tu?
Eccomi.
However, if I take damage right now, I instantly die, so it's kind of scary sometimes.
Farah!
Sono qui! Ma dove sei?
Stai lì. Sto arrivando. Farah?
Sono qui! Ma dove sei?
Stai lì. Sto arrivando. Sei lì.
Literally Schrodinger's cat. True. Like, is the prince dead? Or is he alive?
Farah!
So the reason why we get it is for this room. This is the harem, and there's a pretty long fight here.
Andavo a zonzo per
But using
i
this statue, I can skip it. And with Zombie Prince, that becomes like a million times easier. Otherwise, the enemies would be teleporting on me and attacking me and such. So there we just skip it. But now, because Farah is no longer with us, like the game doesn't really like it
Eccoti.
when you leave
Sei
Farah
sicuro
behind.
che non ti sia d'intralcio?
Tranquilla, tranquilla.
La sala della sapienza.
And after this point, if I rewind or die,
Dobbiamo essere usciti dalla parte sbagliata dei bagni.
it's a soft lock.
Dobbiamo riattraversare il palazzo reale.
Because it checks for Farah when I rewind,
Troviamo la via d'uscita.
and then it realizes she is nowhere to be found, and that gives me a game over loop. But that shouldn't be a problem, because I don't need to rewind as long as I don't die. I'm gonna use the mirror to skip this room as well. You're kidding me. Nice game. The enemy must have pushed the mirror. So yeah, you put the mirror in an exact spot so that you can skip that cutscene. But if you hit it, it's a hard lock or soft lock or whatever. Can't do anything. Cutscene plays forever because it waits for the door to close, but the door's already closed. So that's lame. Nothing I could have done about that. So now I have to do this again. Just happens sometimes. I mean, not even sometimes. That rarely happens. It just sucks because it loses a lot of time.
Sei lì?
Sei tu?
Eccomi! Farah!
Sono qui! Ma dove sei?
Stai lì! Sto arrivando! Farah!
Sono qui! Ma dove sei?
Stai lì! Sto arrivando! Riesci a sentirmi?
Sono qui!
If I soft lock again, I'll just load another save. Not gonna do it again. So Toka and I did this run at ESA last year, and we were terrified to death that one of us would get soft locked, because that
Perché
would
ci hai messo
mean
tanto?
Oh,
like
tanto che
there's
aspetto.
no, you can't win then anymore. 'Cause it just loses so much time. It'd be a boring race, but that didn't happen luckily. But now it happened here. Rip.
Eccoti. Sei sicuro che non ti sia d'intralcio?
Tranquilla, tranquilla.
La sala della sapienza.
Play safe?
Dobbiamo essere
No,
usciti dalla
dude.
parte sbagliata dei bagni.
That's
Dobbiamo
super
riattraversare
slow.
il palazzone.
Perfetto. Troviamo la via d'uscita.
Like I already, well, I usually normally knock down one enemy. Nice. Reset camera not working. So yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. You put the mirror in an exact spot, like it's quite precise. And then you get enough distance to skip the cutscene as well. But we're not out of the waters yet, because we have to do this fight without dying. If I die here, it's still a soft lock. But after this fight, we're good. Nice camera. Where did that camera go? What was that door? Could anyone tell? Didn't recognize it. Enemies. Also, yeah, by drinking, I get rid of the zombie glitch. You could keep it here, but fighting these enemies without, or like with the zombie glitch active, is really slow because the enemies just ignore you, and they're super far away all the time, and you're just chasing them all over the place. But right now, they actually come towards me. This fight's going quite well. They're very tame. Alright, no second soft lock. Good stuff.
Ci sarà un modo di sollevare questa cosa. Vedi se
Because
trovi
right
un
now we
interruttore.
can just go
Cosa ti
into
fa
the
pensare
save
che
point.
non-
And after that, we can... After that, if we die,
Fatto.
Farragut
La prossima
will
volta
get
ti riprenderò da qui.
here as well.
Non importa.
Because she's still back in harem right now. But after this death, she'll be with
Ne ho
us.
trovato uno! Lo premo?
No! Aspetta che salga sulla piattaforma! Ora!
What? Wait, what? Why didn't it work? Huh? Never seen that before. You shouldn't need to pull out your sword, but for some reason I had to do that there.
La grata è sollevata!
Arrivo!
Forza! Guarda, un passaggio!
Prima vediamo dove porta questo corridoio. Bene, prendi pure quel passaggio.
A presto! Sono qua su!
Prova a tirare la leva.
Blame Matt for internet. Okay. Don't know why he jumped that
Ce la farò!
with that angle, but
Dai,
whatever.
prova! Cosa potrebbe andare storto? Forza!
Forza. Indeed. Damn.
Ci vediamo dall'altra parte della grata.
Attento!
Tu stai attenta.
You can open that door without getting this cutscene, but it's very precise. Aha!
Eccomi! Non riesco a sollevare la grata!
Non lo so. Lo decido
I'm gonna be
quando
doing a
faccio.
series of skips. Wow, that didn't... Oh, sometimes the prince just takes like a huge step. for no reason. Big palm tree is impossible.
Potrei sposarla. Dopotutto, è la figlia di... Certo, sposata, ma il suo è sangue reale.
Oh wow,
Il modo migliore
never seen that before.
quando una donna ha una personalità è
Um,
una sfida. Oh no! Occhio alle punte!
Attento!
funny.
Guarda! Il ponte per la torre Aurora!
Guess I'll just drink here, cause why not? Well, this is obviously why not. Slow as heck. Never lucky.
C'è una scalinata!
You didn't spell it correctly. There you go. Okay, now we're in prison.
Una prigione. Nel palazzo di mio padre ce n'era una simile. Non vi ero mai entrato. Ora mi trovavo lì,
I'm gonna do a little striptease.
anelando una via di fuga.
What? Yeah, I'm like 8 minutes behind. Okay, so here's another rewind trick. This one is quite interesting. So this platform goes into the wall. If you wait too long, if you rewind trick that at the specific point, it also pushes Prince into the wall. And then we can land on the door to skip the prison, basically.
Una stanza delle torture. Per la prima volta vedevo simili congegni da vicino. Potevo toccarli. Dov'erano quelli che torturavano i prigionieri per estorcere la verità, gradita al loro re?
Here's a glitch I haven't showed off yet.
Avevano fatto la fine delle loro vittime. Guardie
Call it damage boost.
equiparati dalle sabbie del tempo.
There you go. Really cool. This is the last rewind trick of the game. Also, I didn't grab sand. But that's okay, I guess. Because we got it. Get wrecked. Shoutouts to Toka for fast jumping up.
Attenzione!
A cosa? Non è che dappertutto ci siano delle trappole.
Next up right here is the elevator, which is known for being pretty difficult. A lot of casual players struggle with this a lot.
È stato facile.
But we'll be using a special mechanic, which is called Mega Freeze. And you'll notice it when I use it. It's pretty OP.
Non è che dappertutto ci siano delle trappole, sai?
So here we also use the trick of not having Farah on screen so she doesn't get damaged. Oh shit, that's bad.
Aiuto!
But now she's on screen anyway, so it's kind of bad. Dude. Nice. Wow.
Attenzione!
Cool.
A cosa? Non è che dappertutto ci siano delle trappole.
Why did that go so horribly wrong? It was like pretty good and then it was terrible. In like a few seconds.
Dappertutto ci siano delle trappole, sai?
Stop blocking for each other. This is fantastic. Nice random camera. I'm getting really pissed off right now. Now we can do Mega Freeze. And I can move. Ah, wow, what an amazing fight. Killed like 2 enemies with that Mega Freeze. Jesus Christ. too far away. Yeah, that was horrible. Is this even sub-estimate? It easily is though, because my estimate's way too high.
Fai presto! Dai!
La clessidra è vicina. Riesco a sentirla.
Sentire come?
Non riesco a spiegarlo.
Attento!
Not even jumping. And now for the most exciting cutscene of this game. It's really fun.
Una tomba.
Because it takes like 2.5 minutes.
Avevi il pugnale in mano. Perché hai esitato? Credi di essere più in gamba degli altri. E invece sei proprio come loro. Come quei soldati. Non sanno fare altro che combattere. Distruggere. Perché mi sono fidata di te? Perché non ti sei fidato di me? Ehi,
Scusa,
dove sei?
sono qui.
Tienimi la mano. Non mi
Yeah, what are we talking about, guys?
Non dicevo sul serio.
No, hai ragione. È stata tutta colpa mia. Desideravo onore e gloria. E guarda dove ci hanno condotto.
Sei buono e coraggioso. Se questa è la nostra tomba, perlomeno lo sarà anche del pugnale. E poi siamo insieme.
I want to talk about how hot it is, and then I'm literally sweating my ass off right now.
Cos'è stato?
Niente,
Ma stai tremando.
non amo gli spazi angusti. Ci deve essere un modo per uscire da qui.
Why is the screen just smoke?
Quando ero piccola,
Because
mia madre mi insegnò
Ubisoft's developers are lazy.
sarebbe bastato pronunciare e subito si sarebbe aperta una porta magica. Non l'avevo mai detto a nessuno.
Nah, not yet.
È la cosa più infantile che abbia mai sentito. Qual era la parola?
Kakolukiam.
Kakolukiam. Sei stata tu, vero?
They're just like being sentimental and stuff. Alright, it's over. What's my camera doing? There we go. Now we get this exciting, never-ending staircase. Oh, it does end. Let's do something funny.
Dove sei?
Non
I'm standing in the air. What the hell?
Meraviglioso cosa? Ma dove sei?
How it's possible? Stop it.
Ti sto cercando! Farah!
Come vorrei rimanere qui.
Farah!
So this is a puzzle, but I
Ma dove
obviously know the solution, so
Non ti vedo!
you're supposed to listen to the sounds.
Cosa? Beh, qui stiamo cadendo
There's
nel
like some water noises coming
Farah!
from the correct path.
Perché sei così?
Now I need to not forget to pull out my sword.
Farah!
Very important that I do here. Now they're doing the sexy time, but
Forse quella grotta magica era solo un sogno.
we can actually skip that cutscene, so
L'avremmo sognata insieme. Ma io lo so che era reale.
no terms of service violated. So, because we grabbed our sword before entering that cutscene, we still kind of have it, even though the game takes your swords away at this point. You can see the prince is still in combat mode. And with this we can skip getting the last sword, which is this thing.
Oh no.
Supposed to do a puzzle, but we can just do this. I have to do it like that though. You cannot just normally attack, but you can after doing a wall vault like that. So because the game took our weapons away, we also don't have the Dagger of Time anymore. I mean, with the game taking them away, story-wise, it would be, or it is, that actually Farah takes your weapons away. That cheeky little... Okay, I won't say it. But yeah, she takes it away and we're chasing her. Because she can't handle herself. There she is. With the third sword that we never picked up. Do a directional change again to get to that balcony early. Wow, that didn't work. Get an invisible ledge again to get in here early. And not die to bats. Actually discovered today that if you press landscape twice there, you get the normal camera again. Except for doing the glitch, camera kind of messes up. So here we can go here a bit earlier than normal. Directional change. And down the hole he goes. That was funny.
Farah! No!
See ya. Rest in peace. So the game gave us the last sword that we skipped, and with this sword you can instantly kill enemies. You don't have to get their sand. Just have to hit them. This. Oh my. No! Actually, it's not that bad. But if you go into that save point, you kinda soft lock, but you get the save, so it's fine.
Fatto. La prossima volta riprenderò da qui. Con coraggio, uccidendo i nemici.
Okay, so that was
È stato onore e gloria.
kind of the last fight. That's what we call it anyway, but...
Del sangue versato non poteva restituire.
So right now the prince is like, oh, whatever I do, I can't undo Farah's death, but he can by doing what he was supposed to do this entire game, which is put the dagger back into the hourglass and then everything resets.
Mi occuperò io dell'intruso.
So now we're like, time-wise, at the start of the game.
Che stregoneria è questa? Smettila subito!
If that makes sense.
Signora, è venuto qui per rapirla. Voi non gli credete, vero? I tuoi sforzi sono davvero pietosi.
I almost died yesterday. True.
Che sia portato davanti a mio padre. Giudicherà lui. Visir, ti ho ordinato di fermarti. Disobbedisci?
Ora basta prendere ordini da un vecchio idiota e dalla sua figlia vizia. Pensavi davvero di potermi
So yeah, that's kind of it for this fight. You just do that, and then he has 3 of those clones, so this one will be the last.
Non vi affaticate.
I'm gonna use Mega Freeze again to kill this one quickly.
Ma godeva dei mampati.
Because, like, this is the bad guy. Didn't explain much of the story, but
E così,
he bad, we good.
come reagirà il Maharaja scoprendo che la sua unica figlia è stata uccisa dal
He wants to become immortal with the Dagger of Time,
Hai un ultimo messaggio,
but we deny him,
principessa?
and time will be soon
Magari un messaggio
through these hits. And time.
sarei potuto diventare immortale.
So there you go, guys. That was Sands of Time, Zipless. It's a really cool category. It didn't go quite as well as I had hoped, but most of it was not really my fault. Like, the soft lock just loses so much time.
Credi così ingenua da credere a simili sciocchezze?
Still, sub-estimate, because the estimate was that good.
Ho detto che ti sono grata. Ma tu
And yeah, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.